Hey everyone, and welcome back to Travel Ventures. It's a brand new year, and I hope yours is off to a great start. It's beautiful here, isn't it? At the moment, I'm at Fishook Beach, and this little piece of paradise can be found around 20 kilometers south of Cape Town CBD. But today, I want to talk to you guys about something more serious. The severe drought that has hit the West Cape. It has been reported to be the worst drought in Cape Town's whole history, and they actually estimate that day zero, the days when the taps will run dry, is closer than May of this year. And that is terrifying. It is scary to think how that will affect 1.2 million households in the West Cape. And it breaks my heart since Cape Town is known to be the mother city of our country. So please, if you are planning to visit Cape Town, just remember to use water sparingly. You might not be affected by all of this personally, but do remember that millions of others are. Anyway, with that off my chest, I want to share with you guys a bit of my first experiences with the water restrictions. To me, experiencing the water restrictions firsthand was quite a big challenge for me. As some of you might know, I came December, January for a holiday to visit my parents over the Christmas time. And one of the first restrictions that I had to deal with was a simple one. It goes like this. If it's yellow, let it mellow, and if it's brown, flush it down. Now this rule literally applies to everywhere. Whether it's museums, restaurants, wine farms, hotels, wherever you go. It kind of seems a little gross, but believe me, Cape Townians are thanking you. I can promise you that. The second restriction I came across was the showering rule. And that basically means that you have to keep your showers below 2 minutes. And to me, that was quite of a challenge. So, my parents were quite used to this by now, and they used to the whole bucket system. And the first time I saw it, I was like in disbelief that this is actually happening. Yep, this is not a rumor. When you're in Cape Town, you need to shower with a bucket. Now, the bucket is basically there for you to kind of use when you're turning the shower off in between the soaking and the rinsing time, which makes sense because you have all the water you need to kind of wash yourself with, and then you just use the shower to rinse yourself with. Also, because no one is allowed to use clean drinking water for their gardens anymore, it does make sense to use grey water for your dehydrated plants. If the plants can survive the whole soapiness and stuff, I don't really know. But it seems that my parents are getting this right. Of course, all the above restrictions came with a lot of trust from the government. And of course, not everyone followed these rules, and this forced the Cape Town government to introduce water rationing. And that basically means to lower the pressure at certain areas at certain times, or even cutting off the water completely. Now, for me being in Cape Town the first time in over a year, these restrictions were quite new to me. So I didn't shower for the first 2 days after my arrival, because I guess I wanted to save water or something. So after 2 days, you can imagine the aroma that surrounded all of me. I don't really know why I'm telling you this. But in any case, that day, after 2 days, I wanted to take a shower, and well, this happened. Okay, apparently I can't shower yet. They have switched off the water in our district. So I was just kind of dancing there under the little bit of droplets that was coming out. My dad said that it takes about half an hour or an hour or whatever until they would... At first we thought this was water rationing because that is a logical reason, but after a few hours there was still no water. Now I just found a relatively quiet spot on the mountain with a really cool view, so it's pretty awesome. You can see the whole Fishook Beach over there, and just around the corner is my parents' house. You can't really see it from here, but yeah, back to the story about me not being able to shower yet. After a few hours, eventually something happened. Okay, so I've been struggling to shower for the whole day for a few hours now, but My latest problem is the fact that this happens. Can't imagine that is a good sound. But actually, this is a good sound. But why? Well, let me explain. This was just a massive air bubble that formed in the pipes due to the absence of water, and now the water has returned and it's pushing all the air out. What? Whether this was water rationing or a pipe that burst and I had to fix it, I was just happy to be clean again. By the way, across the Fisher Beach, right over there, is a place called Drought. I would definitely recommend that place because there's awesome places to visit, including a cheetah preservation center, which is really cool. Any case, the last story I want to talk about is what happened on New Year's Eve. Oh gosh, do you see that? This is beautiful weather in Cape Town. That means it might just rain. Now believe me, we're gonna try and get everything we can to make sure that we can capture as much water as possible. So as our roof is the main catchment area, we have places like, for example, this specific pipeline captures all the water and leads it to a big massive JoJo drum. And we know that this part of the pipeline is leaking, so we need to place a bucket here just to catch every drop. My parents know the drill. When they know that rain's coming, because it hasn't been raining in I think a month, and before that also it's been a while, so every drop counts. Here's another area. We know that from here, the catchment, as you can see there is a pipage, and it drains into this bucket here. We're gonna make sure we capture each drop as well. And of course we've done something very similar on the other side of the house as well. I can already feel it dripping. It's beautiful. I can imagine all Cape Townians is very happy to see this. And would you believe it? It rains! Oh, how I'm so happy for my parents and everyone who lives here. This is just awesome. I've just been living here for almost 3 weeks, and the water restrictions have been getting to me. So the fact that it's raining here, I'm really happy for you guys, for the Cape Townians. It's awesome. That night we did manage to recover a decent amount of water, and every bit helps. A promising start to 2018. Well, sort of. Unfortunately, it only rained about 3 millimeters that night. At the moment, things really do look grim. But one thing I can say is this. Who's that? Living here in Cape Town, there's one thing I can say. I've met a lot of Cape Townians here, and it's inspiring how resilient their spirits are. So I can definitely say this. Whatever life throws at them this year or the next, you can be sure that Cape Townians will be able to push through. And with that, thanks for watching. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, a thumbs up will be greatly appreciated. And if you want to join the fam for more travel ventures, hit that subscribe. Currently I'm working on a new video about things to do in Cape Town, and it's gonna blow your guys away. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating a bit, but I am very excited to complete this video and share it to you guys. So please hit that subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.